Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the KAIJU Commentary. Today we are watching the start of the epic Gamera trilogy that is Gamera-Guardian of the Universe. Now, when you see the Toho logo appear on your screen, that is your cue to start listening to us. We're going to kick things off in 3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome to edition of the KAIJU Commentary. Today we are watching Gamera.
Better be a good one.
Oh, it is a good one. Gamera-Guardian of the Universe is a good one.
Thank goodness. Been getting plenty of shit Gamera movies lately.
So, quick little backstory here. We started this one, and for some reason the subtitles weren't on, and we had a really hot opening. I mean, we were on fire with this shit.
Very hot. I started sweating. I changed my shirt.
and then we had to try to force this shit the second go-around. Because fucking Blu-ray.
Honestly, I mean, if you didn't break there, I think it would have worked.
Yeah, I just couldn't live with myself lying to the people like that. I didn't want to live a lie.
It's just the first minute.
It's just the first
You'll
minute.
recover.
But for that minute,
Right.
Who would I be? Mm-hmm. Could I look myself in the mirror ever again? But anyway.
Probably better you don't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just
Shots
kidding.
fired, boys and girls. God damn.
I still love you.
That's my face now. I'm trying to keep in the pain.
That shot looked really weird to me for a second because the way his sleeve was moving, it looked like he was almost moving his arm, and I was like, what is he doing? He's just standing there with a serious face,
shaking his arm, like chicken winging that shit.
Like, what?
So yeah, this is probably the first really, really good Gamera movie. One of the things I was saying before was that as much as I love the Heisei Godzilla films, I think just 3 really, really standout ones. A couple good ones, and then a few kind of, whatever. And I think what they did here was...
Did you just spank him? Did you hear that slap noise? Like, what happened there?
I missed it.
But yeah, I think they were smart to do a trilogy. That way you kind of remove the temptation to kind of just put filler movies in and just kind of keep a nice, tight, concise story arc. So... And these films are widely considered, not just for the Gamera, but some of the best kaiju films ever made, and I would be inclined to agree. And yes, this is a reboot for Gamera, so he's got kind of a new origin, or rather, they kind of expanded upon his origin now.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited. You've been telling me about this trilogy and saying that it's one of your favorite favorites.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched it later in life. I was like an adult when I finally watched it, because growing up, I never really watched Gamera, so I was always aware of the character, but never really, gave much of a shit. I had seen the original film. It was like, all right, it's cool. It's kind of a Godzilla knockoff. But then I watched this trilogy, and I was like, oh, shit. I mean, I still like Godzilla better as a character, but these movies...
They're really good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Well, to be fair, anything better than the other movies would make this really good.
And that's all this trilogy needed to be. But the fact that not only is it, better than those, but it's
legit good.
It's like some of the best.
I'm really liking that sequence that just happened, though, where they're like, he's radioing to the other ship. Right? Hey, didn't you cut the engines? Because you're moving. And the other guy goes, seems to have moved on its own. And he's like, huh. That's weird.
Oh, wow.
It's just like, we'll see what happens.
Go with it, man.
Well, Gamera's going to happen. I have a feeling. That is my prediction for what happens next.
Yeah, this basically came out right after Godzilla vs. Destroyer, so... And Kodakawa had basically got the rights from Daiei, because Daiei was basically gone belly up to do Gamera, but ironically enough, Toho is a distributor of this film. So it's kind of a Lucasfilm, Fox kind of scenario. So even though that Gamera is always kind of posed against Godzilla as like his big, competitor, industry-wise, Toho's making a lot of money off these movies.
Right. It's interesting how they're like, I guess it was kind of like a Coast Guard equivalent, and they're like loading into a plane, and they're gonna rescue these people. Shit, don't they kind of need to hover?
You mean
typically like a Coast Guard in this situation, get into a boat in the ocean, it's not moving, would go out in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Not a It looked like a private jet.
They just like zip by. They try to jump on and catch. Like you get one chance.
Yeah, and then they like loop back around and they like skyhook one guy out, drop him off, come all the way back, do that again, just never stop.
And here we have our heroine. This is Shinobu Nakayama, who, for those of you who don't know, is Steven Seagal's daughter.
What?
Yep.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Which part?
Why is her last name not Seagal?
Well, there's plenty of reasons for that.
You know what?
Yeah, she's playing.
Number one reason is Seagal.
She's like, I don't want to be known to be your daughter.
Oh wait, excuse me. I made her specific. No, this is
I made her
Ayako Fujitani. Yeah, still not Seagal as the last name, but yeah, she plays Asagi, the girl who develops a rather curious connection with Gamera.
A love connection?
Yeah, I had to go back and
That
look
is
it up because I was saying the name and I was like, I don't
curious
think that's right.
connection. Is it really a love connection?
No.
That'd be really interesting.
I mean, in a matter.
It depends how we define.
How do we define love? Man? I mean, come on, in this modern age, like I feel love in itself as kind of a trap.
I mean, true love, really, if you get down to it, is capable of like transcending species. So,
Yikes! What are you trying to tell us here?
She's just a girl standing in front of a turtle.
yeah, I mean,
Hoping not to get her off
she likes
record.
big turtles.
Hey, after the whole Ninja Turtles things fell through, you had to go somewhere.
Yeah, there's bound to be a few people that develop some sort of special love connection with radioactive turtles.
Boy, this dissolved quickly. We didn't even get through the first act before we start talking about like chicks banging giant turtles. Well, folks, this is the kind of high quality entertainment you can come to expect.
Record.
Cue the T-Rex from Jurassic Park here.
Oh yeah.
Where's the goat? I do like how, a little bit like the original 54 Gojira, they're kind of establishing the monster, or monsters in this case, kind of mysteriously. Like, it was a series of attacks and incidences, that were kind of heralding the arrival of these things.
Yeah.
Whereas afterwards, when Godzilla was really established, it's like, okay, whoop, there it is, you know what I mean? But now they're rebranding Gamera.
Oh, they should have done a blood spatter on the...
I know. Had a few, limbs fall down.
Yeah. It just starts just raining. The boat starts to fill up with just blood.
This is the Tarantino cut of the movie.
Oh, yeah. No, typically it's like you have that shot of him screaming, like, oh, what is it? And then, the microphone falls, and then shot at just blood over it. And then you're like, oh.
But it's to excess. It just keeps coming.
Well, he did.
More blood than the human body can possibly.
that would be the Tarantino cut. But
5 minutes later, just a deluge of blood just overflow. Like, yes, we get it. He's dead.
The other guy that was inside of the boat just standing there. It's just a waterfall on a tidal wave of blood, knocks him over.
What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
It's our Manny.
It was just so strange when I was looking her up when I first. I was like, oh, she's pretty. I'm just curious. I was looking up about the movie, and I was like, so Steven Seagal's daughter. I'm like, wait, what? Just not expecting to find that. It's like you can't tell it's his daughter, but every so often she'll a random neck break or karate chop. I wonder if
that'd be awesome. They just do a ton of moments where it's just shot for shot remakes of his old movies.
It's just random moments of
mostly just every time. If you ever watch clips of him running in his movies, it's because it's hilarious. I mean, why wouldn't you watch it? It is like it's too funny to see. Like, how was this guy ever an action star?
Once upon a time, my
the power
friend.
of the ponytail.
Once upon a
man.
time.
So I'm kind of upset. I got my hair cut. I was going for the Seagal ponytail.
Yep.
I was gonna
Bitched
I was gonna move out to LA and become an actor.
Could have had it all, man.
Too late. Cut my hair.
No, you're nothing.
Well, I feel like nothing. So.
Not just to me, but just in general.
Well, it's official.
So I love how there's this bit of this investigative quality to it.
Is it about Humagi Island? He goes, no, what island? Oh, nothing. It's like some top secret thing. Oh, I didn't say anything. I sneezed.
That's what that was.
That's what that was. I wasn't talking about a super secret island where we keep our experimental monsters.
Yes. See, this is very reminiscent of the original Gojira when they went to the island after Godzilla had like walked through it, and you see it's in complete disarray. And again, I like how they're kind of, and that went from being a Godzilla thing.
No, this is cool. I do like this style of setup where it really is like they're not dealing with something that they're expecting.
Yeah.
Like, it's like these weird things are happening. We don't know what it is.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool things, yeah, especially like after watching such a long Godzilla continuity where by the end of it, Godzilla was kind of just a basic thing. He himself was normal, so it's kind of cool to kind of start a fresh continuity with a new monster where these things are not established yet. Mm-hmm. So there is that whole, like, what the hell is going on?
There's that air of mystery that you can get back to, which...
And again, I think this was a smart idea that they did with Gamera. They didn't do what they did with the other Godzilla films where the original 54 film was,
yum.
Oh, there you go.
Well, that's a little gross.
Someone
gonna start ringing?
Spit out their gum. But yeah, no, it's
I'm
one of those
referencing the Jurassic Park 3 again.
Oh, yeah.
Did it.
Oh. That is viscous.
That must have hurt. Actually, it's so big, it probably didn't.
How'd she know that was in there?
No, she was saying basically it looks like a pellet, like something like birds or like owls are kind of
throw up.
Yeah, like the parts they don't digest.
Except it's gooey for some reason.
It's a fresh one, maybe. Which, if it's fresh, it's that big.
Oh, is that guy's glasses?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not for him.
But for the filmmakers, very good touch.
And right away, it's something interesting because we're establishing that whatever kind of kaiju this is, it's feeding on like people, which it's kind of a rare thing in kaiju movies. They rarely ever like eat us. Really, it's kind of more or less like we die at their hands because we get crushed or stepped on or shit falls.
So this is more like just a giant predator.
The thing, kind of.
Like, is it hunting or is it just?
It is hunting,
or is
yes.
it just killing? Like just to kill.
It is hunting and eating. But what it is, you're going to learn more about it basically and discover that it's actually something very kind of unique and interesting. Again, they really fleshed out Gamera and his nemesis in this film and basically kind of gave them kind of a really cool backstory. So basically they just kind of took the visual aesthetic of the older films and rebuilt the whole thing from the ground up, which admittedly I think was the right thing to do.
I agree.
Oh.
Well, that's cool.
Oh.
Interesting reaction to that. Also an interesting interaction reaction.
We have to follow it. Well, what are you gonna do exactly?
Like some kind of creeper. He's got his hands.
20?
Is that really a bird?
And I like how we're not actually seeing Gamera. I mean, we kind of saw Gamera a little bit, that big atoll out of the sea, but I like how we're seeing his nemesis, Gyaos, first. And it's kind of reminds me of Godzilla 2014 a little bit, where we saw the Mutos before Godzilla. Like, basically, Godzilla in that film was like the response to them. And that's kind of what Gamera is in this film. He is the response to the resurgence of Gyaos.
Yeah, well, it's cool because, I mean, with these monsters, it seems like the common theme is that they're very ancient. And like they're in their time, that there would have been, many of them, like a whole different kind of like ecosystem built around these these monsters. And so it kind of like, harkens back to that, like where they were kind of in context of their ecosystem, the natural response to each other. Yeah. Like the kind of like evolutionary pressures on one another.
Oh, but you'll find out in this movie it's way more literal than that. But yeah, they are very much there's a yin and yang to them.
Her reaction to the bird was
air quotes
a bit more genuine. Yeah. Like just complete and utter fear.
Oh, ha!
Whoa, you got me.
So we opened the door.
She's our Lois Lane.
I made it stupid.
What? I just adjust my flight path a little bit to the right and take out the helicopter.
I know. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
New continuity, new
Those
franchise.
Jets aren't going to do anything. They aren't equipped with the flash of a camera.
What a happy family.
Oh, there's 3 of them?
So right away, I love, too, like, how we're established, okay, like, again, they're predators. Like, our fear of them is more like they're, rarely do kaiju are out there looking for us specifically, or more just kind of casualties of them just doing what they do. But in this film, they're out there trying to actually get us, and that kind of makes, the Gyaos in this film, and even in the original film, where Gamera versus Gyaos, where it was actively predating on human beings, which is, again, something you don't often see in these movies, because normally their nutritional requirements are either not specified or something kind of
I mean, it may be implying that they're starving.
Yeah.
It's kind of like out of like desperation. They wouldn't typically eat a human, but they don't have anything else to go for.
Yeah.
I mean, what would they typically eat?
Turtle burgers. Oh. See what I did there?
Yeah.
A little foreshadow.
So
they hunt in packs, and
they're just gonna. I mean, I guess they don't realize that's.
Yeah, they don't know that's a giant fire-breathing turtle.
Yeah.
But afterwards, boy, awkward.
Yeah. It'll be a little startling.
And I do like how this film and this trilogy as a whole, it brings in like this idea of kind of like science fiction from like ancient times. It has a bit of a mythical kind of quality to it, which again, it's a good way to kind of distinguish itself from Godzilla, because by this point Godzilla just finished off on a really high note. So this film kind of was very much in the shadow of Godzilla and really needed to kind of set itself apart, and I think it did a really good job pretty early on doing that. Again, even from what I understand, when this film came out, like it caught a lot of people by surprise, because the Gamera franchise had not really been something worthwhile. Looks like the end of Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy VII.
I know.
It could be.
Again, I like how people are seeing characters kind of like, you know, react to what's going on. Again, they're not desensitized to any of this yet because this is all new. And like you were saying, it's one of the perks of having a fresh start because none of this is normal yet. Oh.
Can't even let me change.
Let's smear a little sheep's blood on him while we're at it. And this is something different too. There's people talking about like protecting them or like, you know, again, they're being treated more
The guy
like...
on the left is freaking me out from the previous shot.
Which guy?
Hold on. They cut back. He has the same expression on his face.
Was it stern? Or was it like...
It was like high on meth. Like nobody else has the same kind of like air about them. He's just like an outlet right there on the left.
One in the middle?
Him, right?
Him right there.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Oh.
what is he doing?
He does look.
He just see a basilisk?
maybe he did. So that's what I think is funny. So like, is this supposed to be like Gamera's just been floating here, so they think he's an island, or is that actually supposed to be stone? Because I mean, that clearly.
Well, I think it's
What
stuff...
are those like
They're like Magatamas or something.
the island turtle like
The little swirly thing, right, with the hole in it.
no, there's some like I'm just gonna shut up, but there's some
Great story, bud.
okay, you know the Avatar: Last Airbender?
Yeah, yeah.
The big like island turtle.
Oh, yeah, the
Slime
lion
turtle?
turtle,
The
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, essentially what it
this
is.
is making me think of that.
Well, basically, yeah, he's been
Weird.
out there so long that, like, just stuff has grown on him, like, you know, sediment and whatnot, which also implies just how old he is.
I like how he said it's at body temperature. That thing would be almost 100 degrees. I'm pretty sure they'd be burning their hands. Like, because it's stone. That'd be like if you touch ceramic at 100 degrees.
But what I was thinking of is like I think there's like some like mythology that like Earth, like for somewhere that like the Earth was like a giant turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one, but
Yeah, and this was making me think of that.
Well, you will find out that in this continuity, Gamera hair is from mythology, basically. Well, what you thought was mythology, and then you're going to find out was real. Yeah, this does feel like that Avatar: Last Airbender moment where he goes on even in the water and he sees the big hand
Yeah,
like moving in the water, and he realizes, oh, the
yeah,
island
he
is
thought he
actually
was on an island.
it's actually an island on something. Kind of makes you wonder if they got there. That's where they got this from.
maybe.
I'm pretty sure they just repeated that shot.
I think they did. Are you opening your eyes in salt water? Dude, do you want to die?
Opening your eyes in salt water isn't bad.
Ah, it burns so bad though.
That's a cool shot. Just imagine seeing that, though.
I mean, the teeth are very were there very much like the lion turtle.
Yep. So what we're saying is that Avatar: The Last Airbender is Gamera fan fiction.
Pretty much.
Revelation.
The whole series kind of hinged on those lion turtles.
Again, I think it's so cool they're trying to capture these things.
They went to Lawson's. Baseball? She's like, the fuck you talking about? It's funny, it's been so long since we've watched it, so I don't remember it a whole lot, but obviously now I remember a little bit.
Because you're a bad fan.
Huh? No, I'm a bad person in general. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you know. This feels so quaint. you know, again, after watching Destroya, when it was like, Godzilla's gonna die and, like, melt the world, to back to, like, hey, let's capture this thing in a cage. It's like,
right.
like, oh, getting back to our roots. You know?
Yeah, this is much more like Jurassic Park-y.
Yeah.
Or,
we're gonna lure something in with meat and try to capture it, and, you know.
Let's use our baseball stadium. They should have used, like, a bunch of, like, death row convicts as bait.
Have, like, just a chain gang down there.
Hanging from a string, like, all tied up, and they're like...
Meat hooks just, like, ran through their backs.
And they're like, if you survive, we will set you free, and you'll never have to pay taxes again. Are you in? And they all die.
They all die. It's like the Running Man, but just, like, they just string you up. Don't even bother putting you in the self-defense force like we were talking about for this. Like, no, we're literally just going to string you up like a piece of meat and watch you get just devoured.
Yeah. I mean, we might get there in time to stop it, but we might not. That's why we're using you.
Oh my god, this movie's progressive. There's a woman there.
There's a woman.
There's a woman! I'm somebody. It's just this name tag.
He's just doing the Wayne's World via, the backstage pass thing, showing it to everybody. I'm allowed.
It's just a name tag that says "I am Sam." Oh.
I've been preparing for this moment my entire life. And you shot me down. Oh, this look cool. Are they gonna shoot like laser beams?
Nope, this is still the start of the franchise, so this is just
No,
lights.
they haven't developed the mazer yet.
Not yet. The mazer, they have not developed that ineffectual piece of weaponry just yet.
Well, our current weapons are ineffective. Let's build a better ineffective weapon.
It's bigger, more expensive. It drains the national budget.
And destroys your corneas.
Budget. Beach badge. Kind of what realistically would happen. But all these efforts to kill these things would pretty much just destroy the economy.
The government knows that they can't develop a weapon strong enough to fight these things, but they want to raise taxes.
Oh.
So they use it as a platform to raise taxes on their citizens. Yep.
God.
And they need something to show for it, so they develop a high-tech looking laser, and everybody's well, that's gotta work.
That is nefarious.
Thank goodness.
And the sad thing is, I could see that happening if this really happened.
That's
the thing.
No, it would happen.
We all laugh, but someone would be like, "Here's what we can do, guys. Here's how we can turn these lemons to lemonade." When in doubt, fuck the common man. That's
Oh yeah.
By the way, those dead cows look really fake.
I mean, and us common men, we're dumb. We definitely think the government can build weapons strong enough to beat Godzilla.
Yeah. What's that? You need to raise taxes again to build a bigger mazer? Sure.
Yeah. The Mazer Mark 1 didn't work out. Here's my money. Make Mark 2.
Turns out Godzilla has a horrible gluten allergy that would have killed him on the spot. Nope. Make another mazer.
And the government knew this.
Yeah, just feed him normal sliced bread. That would have done the trick, but nope. Quick, before we do anything else, let's throw bread at these things.
Or throw bread into a volcano that lures the birds there.
Yes.
So all the birds go to the volcano, and then Godzilla follows the birds. Yeah, that's what I would do.
By the way, I love how their vision is shitty,
90s
low resolution, 90s low resolution. How do they see anything?
They don't.
You see him just flying at the buildings.
Why does he have sunglasses on? It's so dark. The guy has these Elton John sunglasses on.
He's super high under there trying to hide it. It's oh shit. I'm not even sure if this is actually happening right now from just fucking high, man. Fucking big ass lizard birds.
I mean, if this is going on, I might just go ahead and get high.
I'm like, I mean, but see, at this point, do you even need to? Like, would reality be any more, like, affected? You're looking at, like, giant flying lizard birds.
No,
like,
I don't know. I feel like...
What are drugs going to do for you at this point?
If you had ever been high before, you'd be like, well, I mean, this is pretty fucked up. I wonder how fucked up it'd be if I was high.
This is shit I normally see when I get high.
Yeah, what am I going to
happen
now? Somebody give me some shrooms.
What?
Well, that's pretty creepy. His eyes are like all over the place.
I know. There's something
He's got
really
those
like
crazy eyes.
Unsettling. I really want the guy in sunglasses to say, "What's going on? I can't see anything. It's too dark."
One's getting away.
Oh, did that one die?
No, they're tranking them. They figure we can't kill them.
Flying
Let's put them to
right
sleep.
at them. Are they missing?
Oh, damn.
How did that one fall asleep instantly?
I know, right?
Just
That one just out of sheer will. It's like, I will not go down.
What is going on? This is the love connection developing.
Oh my god. I feel like that's really dangerous. To have those like weird binoculars on.
little
while
night
driving.
vision.
Yeah, they're nice.
Uh-oh.
Objects are closer than they appear.
That's awesome. Like, oh shit!
Oh damn!
Fuck your
That was very cool.
You're welcome.
Now you fly as far away from that thing as possible because you just
goes,
saw what it does to
"High five."
flying things.
I love you see all the rock and debris.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it jump and uppercut this helicopter in half.
Sir, this is not your brachiosaur in a field moment. Fly the fuck away.
Look at
Like, and it's just nice because like his suit is so nice, and besides like the first one and the second one, like they all looked horrible.
Yeah, they got really cheap.
Are they still fangs if they're coming from the bottom?
I think they're like tusks.
Yeah, I think they were tusks.
He's got like that's something like.
Are they? Because aren't tusks on the top too?
I don't know.
The warthog has tusks on the bottom, right?
No, they're kind of
They're
like
on the
they
top.
curl.
Or
I
are
don't-
just
fangs
thinking of-
reptilian and tusks
the mammalian, like I don't know. I don't know if it's like a. I mean, people always call
Well,
it.
I don't
tusks.
either. That's why I'm asking.
Well,
But I guess you cannot provide the answers to me.
let me consult the Gamera wiki.
Somebody better have the answer in the comments.
I like how just strange life got for these people. It's like we have giant lizard birds, and oh look, here's a giant fucking turtle.
Yeah, and everybody that works for the government is just like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? Not like like normal people.
So like, okay, well,
We're not allowed to attack unless the enemy opens fire. What?
well,
He
self-defense.
just blew
Yeah.
everything up.
It is kind of interesting point of it because again, this is something that Shin did
I was
really
gonna
well.
say, yeah.
Where it was like, okay,
But it hasn't shot anything. What's
here-
stepping on everything?
but here's my thing though. Does that count for something like Gamera? Because if you saw Gamera, would you view him as a foreign aggressor, or is he an animal?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if it's one of those things, you could have an endangered.
Right? I'd consider it an animal.
Well, yeah, it's like, okay, grizzly bears, well, they were, not anymore, but grizzly bears were protected. Yet if a grizzly bear starts rampaging through a supermarket,
shoot
you
it.
could shoot him, it's...
I mean, you shoot a gorilla in the zoo if it has a kid.
Wow.
Oh,
I
too
was gonna say
soon.
No
Shots
examples
fired,
really
but
come
it
to
literally
mind,
was.
but...
But okay,
No, I'm just saying.
no, that is a good point, though. It's
Yeah,
like, okay,
you shoot the animal.
a
Like, if it-
silverback gorilla is a protected species, but if you deem it a danger to people...
to human life,
Exactly.
it's put down. Which,
Exactly. So Gamera, would he say, well, we can't attack
yeah,
him because
yeah.
he's not even though, well, he's attacking, but it's like, but he's not like a guy in a jet fighter launching rockets at your city. He's essentially,
I will grant that does not resemble the jet fighter attack.
but he's a giant animal, which is,
Right. They had no problem shooting the birds.
but they were
They
using
were trying to-
tranquilizers on them.
Okay, well,
They're trying
I
to
guess you
capture-
go nuts.
Okay, so what
Develop
about now?
a trank missile.
Okay, clearly he could have walked around that. He didn't need to walk through that.
No, he didn't.
That was completely unnecessary.
Sir, put the fangs or tusks down.
Well, that's right, folks. He just...
Whichever they are. I'm not sure.
He did not go out of his way to avoid the construction site. He is clearly an asshole. Open fire.
Yeah. Light him up. Retreat.
Yeah,
as I stand
on it,
here,
sir.
as I firmly plant my boots on the ground, I will yell, retreat.
So, we're just not going to talk about what happened outside? Yeah, let's go.
Oh, he got here fast.
What have you done with my nemesis? You there. The hot one. I love you.
He's eyeing that booty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You walk away. Slower. I want this moment to last.
Oh, God.
Jesus. No, not closer. Don't do that.
This is the same pilot that saw it smack that bird out of the sky, right?
No, this is the news.
Oh, this is the news. Okay. All right. They get one warning swing, I guess.
I love how their eyes are just so like... looks like a spooked horse at all times.
Yeah.
They should have done is when that news copter got close to Gamera swings, narrowly misses the copter. The
chopper.
The copper chopper. Misses that thing, whatever it's called. Just narrowly. And then everybody in the helicopter looks at each other like, whew, that was close. We almost died. And then they look outside as soon as they turn to look outside the cockpit, one of those things is flying right at it and just goes boom, barrel straight through it, and they all die. I mean, awesome.
That'd be awesome. Long story short, I want more people to die.
Yeah, if you're gonna be stupid, you're gonna die in a stupid way.
They got some bad breath.
Not in my movie.
Really cuts through the air.
Wow. Well done, madam.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, did you see something out of the ordinary?
Look at hatred in Gamera's eyes.
I really don't like those things.
I think I
That's
might.
what he said. He's telling him.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no way. He closes his eyes like, ew. Gross.
Wouldn't be Gamera unless Gamera up and away.
Oh man, that is sweet. Now that is very odd.
Gamera's probably one of the weirdest kaiju ever.
Yeah.
He's a giant fire-breathing turtle that flies like that.
And can exist in space.
Yeah, apparently. So, thoughts? Concerns?
They're still calling them birds.
Look at the guy whose head, he's like, I'm just gonna...
See, that guy's taking photos, but he's also doing lunges. Very efficient.
Yep.
Actually, all of them are. I mean, they're...
Yep. These have been cut. So, like, what's your sign?
Turns into some like hipster douchebag.
I know.
Right away.
The newsreel. Haven't seen that in a while.
I love the newsreel shots.
I do too. Of course,
they're very good.
And now very dated when you think about it. We would never say.
Somebody picks up the newspaper, it turns around, and says, "Spider-Man, friend or foe?"
Wait, what? Turn it over. Oh, giant turtle attacks. Okay.
Meanwhile, in New York City.
So I love how they're showing, the first mill. Yeah, I think that's really interesting that they're not just going gun ho. They're basically saying, okay, we've never had something like this happen before.
Yeah.
So do we have grounds now, based on the treaty to essentially launch a military campaign? But again, it comes down to, is Gamera an aggressor or is he just a big animal?
Well, it's all, I mean, we're seeing like speculation for the media, which would be like a natural response to the media. It'd be like to comment on like the political climate of its own country.
Yeah.
It's like, what does this mean? What is our government going to do? Like, are they able to respond militarily? Like, what would the world think? Like, is that...
Again, it's... I know. This kid.
Oh, my gosh.
See...
She's going to take him to a bigger store and accidentally lose him.
See, come on, Steven Seagal's daughter. You could have karate chopped that kid.
Oh, that looks so good.
Oh, my God, I know. Again, a meal like this in America at a restaurant would cost you so much money. And over there, this is just... I mean, granted, she bought a bunch of stuff special for dinner. But still, this is all stuff you can just buy there. Where it's like, for us, it's like, oh, look, that's a $120 meal.
It looks delicious.
It is delicious, god damn it. It was made by Steven Seagal's daughter. She karate chopped all those cows to death.
He is like a badass chef in a lot of his movies, so she probably can cook.
Yeah.
Or at least one of his movies,
Chef
I think he is.
Death.
He's like a chef on a boat, and then I think it's a Steven Seagal movie. I think he hits a lot of people with a cleaver.
So right away, I love how there's like an ancient prophecy or an ancient kind of story behind these two monsters that we've seen. So now there is a precedent for these two. She looks so sincere about that. Oh, thanks for this
Well, are you
thing.
surprised her acting is of this caliber? She comes from a long line of excellent...
I meant her character seemed less than enthused about the gift she was given by the man who's like twice her age.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, she might want to watch out. By the way, that guy's kimono was on point.
To the ancient civilizations of Japan. Plato's writings. This could be it. This could be the thing from Plato's writings.
You know, when he wrote about the giant fire-breathing turtles?
Yeah, remember when Plato was in Japan?
What's Atlantis?
Hey, woman! This seems like something you would know.
Yeah.
She'd just be like, who do you think I am, Google? I like how serious this guy is. It's very awesome. And this guy's just dumb.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be like the dumb guy in the room.
He essentially is the audience right now.
Yeah.
What is this? What is that? What does this mean?
What's its energy source?
Oh my god.
Plutonium. That's what? Whoa. She knows of Gamera? She's the chosen one.
Here comes the connection.
She's gonna bring balance to the Gamera. It's very warm.
That's what she said. Oh, that is what she said, actually.
It's exactly
It's
what
not
she
even
said.
a euphemism. It's just literally what happened just now. But yeah, so I like right away now, it gives it kind of this cool mystical quality. He just
Man.
swings that thing around.
Hey,
Douche! Takes out those
those
cups.
are expensive over there.
Yeah, I know,
You
but
ain't
still,
gonna
it looks like
swing that around.
the way he was just marching in there with this large, heavy thing, like in a rope. He was like he's got fired from
Like
his
a
job
natural
and he's
born
going back. Fire me, will ya? I'll show you.
He's probably about to fight some giant like crab man hybrid,
With watermelon on
and
the
it's
string.
gonna propel him to a life of hero work, just for fun.
Oh, that's creepy. I love how she did the whole like nest.
Were they attacked by something? Oh, so they were starving. They ate their own children.
That's creepy. It's kind of like I love how there's like a self-destructive nature to them.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's like in their nature. I think that it's like they're at a I think it'd be like something like they're literally starving. They don't have like they're their usual habitat is gone.
Yeah.
And they're
also,
struggling to adapt, and out of desperation, they're, eating their young, and then, eating these little squishy human creatures.
What's also, too, again, they're, now it's implying that these things were made, so it's like, okay, to what point in purpose? Because, like, why would someone make something like this? So now you're, again, whereas Godzilla was kind of like, represents, like, the sins of man, this is like, it puts the humanity today in a, that was over dramatic. It puts humanity in a weird spot because people made them, yes, but these are people who are so far removed from us. It's almost like we're victims here, but not of our own fault. Like, we're kind of like inheriting kind of the burden of those who came before. So it's kind of a different take on it. It's not like, hey, we dropped some bombs and there's Godzilla. It's like, no, we didn't do anything to invoke this.
Well, didn't these like ancient civilizations kind of come to their own end due to these creations?
Yeah, it's kind of pretty much hinted like in the
so,
third
film.
film.
They kind of dealt with their own sort of. This is just like what the scraps that were left.
Yeah, they essentially kind of
It was their like kind of extinction.
Yeah, their advanced technology is ultimately what
Pompeii.
did them in, because it was just it got out of hand. They could no longer control what they created.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Oh, that's sick. Oh, is he going for like a orbital attack?
Words you never expect to hear. See, to me, I can't tell if she, quote unquote, looks half Japanese or not. So I'm always kind of wondering if people who are Japanese, when you look at her, can you tell? Because, like I said, I was very surprised.
I'm glad you asked. I can't really tell. Yes.
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 Roger.
Yes.
Yes.
Why was
Sounds like a
talking to Roger?
conversation with my father. Except usually it ends with "I love you"
And you
from
say,
on my end, and then I hear.
Womp womp.
that's more than I got.
Well, I only heard it the one time.
I mean, I think he said I love you. It might have been a sneeze. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. I haven't seen him since, so haven't been able to follow up on that. It's really awkward. See, I was 7. I'm making all this up.
Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. We're here for you, man.
It's a coping mechanism. That's why we do these commentaries. You'll eventually find out more and more about my father issues. So be sure to tune in next week.
I guess we should never do a commentary for Empire Strikes Back, right?
Oh, no.
Start fucking openly weeping on here. Like, oh god, here we go.
Yeah, I watch that one every time I need a good cry. Yeah, it's like Luke had this problem where a guy he didn't know it was his father told him that he was. I had an issue where a guy knew it was my father kept telling me that he wasn't.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no. I must run over this bridge dramatically.
I know. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, guys.
Oh, horsey.
Again,
That kid was just like, the fuck you eating?
Oh, there's the dummy.
He just slams into her and, like, pushes them both off the bridge by accident.
Like, how's that kid crying?
Child abuse.
Well, they
It's
fell
kind-
and she
She did
landed
body
on
slam
top
him.
of him.
Yeah, but
And he hit his head on the bridge.
Yeah, but why is he making that kind of noise? It's not a normal cry. It's like,
It's like when when kids fake cry, and you can tell they're fake crying.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
they're little shits.
He just wants another video game from the
Yeah.
store. It's not gonna work.
Oh.
How did the shoe fall off?
Science.
It was stuck in the... Her shoe was stuck in the thing.
Yeah.
On the bridge.
And then implemented.
I assume it was her shoe.
Okay, that's unnecessary.
No.
Oh, that was
Oh, a fireball out of nowhere. Saves the day.
Oh, no.
Let's see where that came from.
That was rude. Nobody, heard and or felt or saw
Not today.
a giant turtle coming towards
Superman
us.
music comes on.
Yeah.
Boom! Look at
It's a bird. It's a plate. No, that's a giant turtle.
that. Ooh!
Wow.
Nice shot. So is that
should've got
Is that two of them dead? Did he kill
yeah.
one? He smacked. He fly swatted. Or is that one's gone?
I love how he kills them by just punishing them.
I think I would make like his Gamera if I was to like redesign Gamera. But basically, overall look the same, but on the hands, I want like his like claws to be like razor sharp. And when he fights these things, he like instead of fly swatting, just
Just
swings
shreds 'em.
and just slices it into like 3 equal pieces. Like, just whoosh. And it like continues flying as if he like missed for like a couple seconds,
And then just comes
like
apart.
falls apart. Yeah, blood goes in the anime way. Not today.
And right there, you're seeing Gamera save people again. Big difference from Godzilla.
Are we sure? Like, is he deliberately saved?
No, he is.
I get he. Oh, so he was
He's the
created. He was.
children's
He's.
kaiju.
Or he was.
Was
at
he
least.
programmed
Not
to
really
do
this
so
one.
to protect?
You might say he was engineered.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Interesting. So maybe the birds came first, and then they kind of went awry. Is that what happened? And then they made Gamera as a defense against.
Yes, you can actually, yeah.
Nailed it? I
Yeah,
nailed
no,
it?
you nailed it.
Boom! Wow.
There's one more little twist to that they talk about in the third movie.
Oh,
But otherwise,
okay.
but yeah, you're right. That's basically what happened. The Gyaos came first.
Is it a twist that white people were behind it?
Well, it was going to whitewash history.
Yeah.
Is our history not even?
Well, they did bring up Plato, so. But Plato wasn't.
I was more of a silly putty guy.
Well, wait. They were. I don't
even.
understand. I think I missed it, but they were working in like Plato's writings.
Well, basically, they're talking about like in terms of like ancient civilizations. Like kind of like talks of like maybe the first.
Well, they jumped around from like ancient civilizations and then Plato's writings and then to Atlantis, and I was like,
because they
wait, where did
I think-
did Plato fit into like?
Well, I think they implied that Atlantis or the if I think and I think actually this is true and like the concept of Atlantis was first kind of derived from something Plato had written about. He didn't say, I don't think he said it was Atlantis, but I think he kind of implied like an ancient civilization.
Okay.
But even though they're pretty sure in reality he's just being kind of metaphorical about it. But I think that's supposedly in history the first mention of what would later become known as Atlantis. So
Did he refer to it as like sort of like a lost city? Is that kind of-
I think something like that.
or
I'm not-
just like an advanced sort of
something like the, yeah. I mean,
civilization or
I
like
think
that.
his writings of it were pretty vague. But from there, the story and the legend.
Plato that's classic Plato, man.
Classic Plato.
Yeah.
Every time. Just fucking allergy to specifics, man. I'm just saying. Okay,
Dude,
homegirl.
her shoulder pads.
Damn.
All right.
Keep
That's
keeping
awesome.
the 80s alive there.
Yeah.
Shit. She's like,
What? This movie's 80s themed?
Insane.
look at all this amazing weaponry that will have no effect.
Very cool. Very cool. I mean, it's a step up from tranquilizers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
cool.
I know.
That's very,
One
very
of-
good. Like,
One of the things these films got praised for was their effects.
oh yeah. I mean, they're good.
And later,
Gamera looks really great.
the third one will actually start utilizing some pretty good CGI.
Yeah.
Oh, they're attacking Gamera.
No.
Yeah, those clouds are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. That's how they used to do clouds before, but they could do it digitally. They were either matte paintings or they
Right.
were like physical, like foam props. Yeah. Or they would do
Were
that.
those were matte paintings, right?
No, those
Those
were
were-
like cotton or something.
yeah.
Really?
That's a whole
Yeah.
cloud set they built.
They're just lit really well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
James Cameron actually did that for Aliens at the last shot when you see the mushroom cloud forming. That's actually a big foam set, and they just push the mushroom cloud up. That's how they did that shot.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Why are those helicopters out of focus?
It's cool learning about how like the older like practical effects are
Yeah.
done and stuff.
Again, you have to get really creative. Again, I know I don't knock on CGI. I'm like, it's easier,
No.
it's more efficient, and you can make it look more real. At the end of the day, yeah, it makes more sense.
No,
but
yeah, CGI is gonna be like
it's not
keep
going
getting
anywhere.
better and better. You know, like eventually it's kind of it's like
like
that's gonna be
taking
it.
the stink
You know,
out.
Yeah.
but it is kind of I could see it like especially like these older filmmakers how they're kind of like it is kind of like this lost art.
Yeah.
like this lost piece of filmmaking that it's just kind of like going away where it's like you had to. If you wanted to, if you wanted two giant monsters to fight and then also have people in the shot and like the big, beautiful clouds, it's like you had to spend a considerable amount of time to figure that out.
Yeah.
You didn't just have to say, well, "This is what I want," and then a bunch of people,
Make it happen, yeah. Film the action in front of a green screen and have your animators. Again, it's impressive. It's an art form in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's kind of the one way to do it all. Whereas back then you had to depend on your budget, your resources.
yeah, and then
That's
one
cool stuff.
one filmmaker will come up with one solution.
Yep.
And then it was just like kind of.
And then these films here
So-
did a really good job at like combining a lot of traditional tokusatsu effects, but they started implementing a lot of like more Western style effects, and they started using more CGI. I mean, and CGI was still very early in its infancy at this point in the 90s, and the fact that a Japanese franchise was already implementing it, it was so these films are kind of ahead of their time.
Is that guy really short, or was he like far behind the other guy? He's like, I'm trying to have my woodland rave.
What?
A woodland rave.
Oh, a woodland
Yeah.
rave. I was like,
Like,
what are you
those,
saying,
like,
woman?
Those
Those-
flares they fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a very common like shot in a lot of these kaiju movies are the, dark and then they can't see it and then they fire those flares.
Yeah.
One of the best shots in the 2014 Godzilla.
Yep.
That
The flares.
just
Yep.
see the flare come down and then the light from the flare revealing just pieces of him with the guy, what's his face, looking up like, oh
Yep.
shit.
Especially when you saw the hand go
oh,
by,
yeah.
you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's very cool. And through the smoke, just the sweeping
Yep.
kind of, and it was very quiet.
Yep.
Like it was.
It had a very haunting feel.
Uh-huh.
Like,
I'm very excited for the, that
King of
that
Monsters?
franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Continuing like.
I like how that guy was so like set on not going, and now he's just like.
see, I know this is what you
Man, there are
wanted,
a
but
lot
the
of
fact,
crazy people around in this movie. Like whoa, I've been waiting for
They're
this.
finally able to act out.
I know.
Yeah, he's like,
All that repressed Japanese men just like,
no more rolls.
and that's our cue to get out of the car. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I didn't think this through.
Stop here, please.
Your willingness to go along with this is actually now. very
Miss, we're
distant.
still about 600 miles from your destination. Yeah, that's fine.
Just imagine seeing something like that.
I'm imagining. Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy.
That's CG.
Yeah. I mean, again, obviously it's not the
I
greatest,
mean, that
but
was. It
didn't look
looked
bad.
Better because it was hidden by the darkness for the
yeah.
most part. But
well,
yeah.
again, that's how they do the CGI in these movies. Is that they hide it usually in like night shots. They use it well considering its limitations.
still does that.
Yep.
All their fight scenes are in the dark. It's like, come on.
God damn it.
One daytime scene, please.
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
And like how because she's connected to him, she's like feeling it too. Not just the physical pain, but like
now she's able to control him slightly.
Oh yeah,
and feel it. Oh no. Yeah, this is true love.
That's what love is, folks. Kids.
Extreme levels of empathy,
yeah.
at least, you
know. The guy just does that. Boy, Godzilla sure wish he could have just rocketed himself back up.
I mean, we really are witnessing a love that just transcends everything else. It's purely unconditional love. It's not a sexual love.
No.
It's just a.
You just fell asleep in a stranger's arms.
Yeah, don't do that.
In the middle of the woods.
You hear how he laughed when he went through that barricade?
That's not good.
I guess. Then again, Gamera is her boyfriend, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with that. That's for sure. She is in her like schoolgirl outfit though.
It's
very.
We're just going down the checklist of like
it's very intentional. I mean,
fetishes and like tropes. Yeah, giant turtle, check.
Yeah, that's a very
teenage
common fetish.
Girl in a schoolgirl outfit, check.
During this time in Japan, all the ladies were hot for giant turtles, and all the guys were hot for
girls who were hot for giant turtles.
Young women in schoolgirl outfits who were also hot for giant turtles. That was
something about them terrapins. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, man, I like a girl that likes a giant turtle.
Well, it's a natural progression when you were a kid and you found out there was another girl. There's a girl who liked Ninja Turtles, and I was like, "That's the coolest thing ever."
Yeah,
Gamera's the next step. Okay, you know.
Oh, you want to have sex with Leonardo? Me too.
Jesus
we should go out. They always said no.
Look how perpetually irritated that guy is. Look at him.
Guy on the right is like, would you just shut up? Yeah.
He's like a much more pissed off Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The vibe I'm getting is just like, would you guys just finish this so I can go home? That other guy that saw the basilisk earlier, we literally have not seen him since.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I think he died there.
No,
right?
He'll be back.
He died of an overdose.
Yeah, like.
Damn, you guys.
They're waiting for the antidote to come in from Hogwarts.
It's funny when you see like apartments in Japan like that, and it's like, to us they seem so small, but that's like normal over there.
That scene looks pretty normal to me.
And now we're seeing like, okay, like the genetic makeup of Gyaos.
Where are they finding these? More Plato's writings? His super vague writings
about
that include the complete genome of Gyaos.
Well, no, they took like blood samples from the ones that got like destroyed and
no, just stupid.
Plato was he was either really vague or really specific. Depends the day you caught him.
No, the Plato they're talking about now is this teenage hacker in some like, and then that's his moniker, that's his hacker name, Plato. And he's just like, he's stealing all. The government has all this information, but they're not sharing it with the people. Man, and so he's there working for the people,
wow,
revealing all this information.
You really thought this through.
I just thought of it. Never seen this movie before.
So I like how they're even saying that Gyaos is basically asexual.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
I mean,
you eat your children, you're asexual.
So now they're kind of putting together that, okay, Gamera might be kind of the response to Gyaos. And also, too, if Gyaos' kind of genetic makeup is so, like, it's seemingly impossible, they're implying that, okay, what the hell kind of came before that could have created these things? Because,
well, yeah, to have a perfect pair without waste.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Oh. This is your Gyaos on drugs, kids.
Yikes.
Yeah, not looking good. I don't know if Gyaos is gonna
That sounds really
make it out of
gross.
this one. Seems
Ooh. Uh-oh.
She ate the mushroom.
Is that like Gyaos' blood? Is it like all bloodied or?
I think they were trying to imply that he's like molting, kind
yeah,
of.
he's
Oh,
getting
okay.
bigger.
Yeah, like he's yeah.
Ooh. The communication sounds a little funny.
I had to wait for him to just turn around and just back.
That had to have been a translation issue. Like, we're gonna communicate with it. Like, what? That sounds a little. I mean, I know what you're thinking. Giant turtle, high school girl. Nah. Typically, they don't spend a lot of time talking to each other.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to get out of my house.
So that sounds a little funny. It shouldn't, because her father is actually Steven Seagal.
It's funny that Gamera, he's not like impervious like Godzilla is. Like,
Yeah.
he's kind of like the blue collar kaiju. He gets his ass kicked, but he comes back. He's
Well,
kind of like the Rocky of the kaiju world.
The Atlanteans had to make him somewhat vulnerable so that if they ever lost control of Gamera, they couldn't
Yeah.
possibly defeat him.
That's kind of a good point. Even if you could make this unstoppable monster, would you? Because if he's unstoppable, he's unstoppable. What do? So it's almost like he just needs to be more powerful than the thing you created him to kill.
Yeah,
But he doesn't need to be initially as powerful as you can make him.
exactly.
That's kind of an interesting idea. Especially when you consider that Gamera was made on purpose. So you kind of wonder, okay, is that
Yeah,
why?
and as a direct response to another sort of situation.
Yeah, so
it's
they
like,
want him to be able
okay,
to...
we think we can get it right this time, but what if we don't?
Then again, if they needed to create Gamera to kill Gyaos, because they couldn't kill Gyaos on his own, but Gyaos can be killed.
What I think is interesting is that they made these things capable of reproducing.
Well, again, the Gyaos can kind of reproduce on their own, but it's basic question: was that on purpose,
Yeah, I don't know.
or is that like a genetic side
Is it something-
effect,
yeah.
like something they didn't foresee? Basically,
Right. Like,
because why would you want it to do that? Like, why? I mean, even if you wanted to create like
well,
an
I
army of
wouldn't-
them,
certainly wouldn't. Well, maybe
you'd still want to be
maybe
able
it
to
was
control
something
the
that they
breeding.
wanted it to do to kind of like automate this sort of, I guess, like army that they had made, where it was kind of like a production mechanism that they, but maybe it's what ultimately led to the negative aspect of they're kind of beginning to develop these like child rearing properties where they're ultra protective of their children, and they see like the humanity that they're supposed to protect as a potential threat, and then they lash out against, and then now Gamera, and they're like, okay, we didn't see that coming with the reproduction, but
Yeah, again, it's
something
better
like
to
that.
create a bunch of them as opposed to make them self-replicating.
Yeah.
Because then you can control the numbers. If you
I can see that being like kind of like the fact that they're able to reproduce is maybe like the unintentional like
side
mistake
effect.
that they had made in the creation of Gyaos that led to it being a complete and total
Disaster.
yeah.
That's a good composite shot right there.
I know.
Oh gosh.
Oh, they're dead.
Yeah, again, if Tarantino had his way, it would like this comical amount of blood that would just gush out
The
everywhere.
size of a subway car. Yeah. We just witnessed a subway car fall onto a whole bunch of people.
You'd fall on one person, it would look like a dam breaking. Mr.
That would have
Tarantino.
flooded the streets. The car would have been floating down a river of blood.
Mr. Tarantino, sir, you think it's a bit excessive? Fuck you. I get the feeling that's exactly how Tarantino is on set.
Fuck you. I really want to see him make... Have you seen the rumors about the Star Trek?
Yeah.
I want that to happen.
I don't even care about the movie. I just want to see the behind the scenes of him making that movie.
I want to see the movie. That would be interesting.
I love how it kind of walks like a big bat.
I know.
Awesome.
It was like, fuck you thing.
I don't know what you are, but I don't like you.
Hey, there's a giant flying thing in the city. I know. Let's get in
I think
helicopters.
those helicopters are like looking around for him. Can't find them. He's just like...
Tape players brings me back to a time when we had tape players.
Oh, is that what that is?
The end.
I have to commit murder now. Goodbye.
You were sitting in my chair again, weren't you?
So we will talk about this after the whole Gyaos situation. But you're definitely going to be fired. No one sits in my chair.
No one. Do you know who I am? I do like how they're doing, like, when all the military efforts kind of fail, they kind of, like, all right.
They start asking women what to do.
Wow.
They're like, well, we're either gonna die or the women will figure it out.
Well, we've tried everything. Women! What do you have to say? Good one, Ted.
Jesus.
I like how Gyaos, in its complete supremacy, he's just like, yep, and I'm gonna nap here. Not afraid of anyone.
I see shield plates on its eyes. No shit. They're kind of like the biggest. I assume those are the. It's like entire like head.
Crest.
Yeah. So yeah, it makes up approximately its entire face. How did we miss those?
That's what it felt like my mom would do to me when I was in high school, and she would want to wake me up to ask me a
Jesus.
question. It was just like,
It was just a bombardment of CGI missiles.
yeah, she'd start yelling. Sure felt like it.
You and your teenage angst. You're like, Mom, quit it with this. The bombardment of CGI missiles that your words are being currently perceived by myself.
It's like you were there, man.
Yeah. I feel like I was. I painted quite the picture.
So those are like, oh, okay, I forgot they're like heat-seeking. God, look how fucking freaky that thing looks.
I know.
Yeah, I like the look of cows.
I know, they're fucking gnarly. It's just so like, oh, God. It doesn't look majestic. It looks just scary as shit.
It's very metal looking.
It is.
Oh, just see my version of Gyaos. It's gonna fly like supersonic speeds, and the front of its wings are gonna be like razor sharp.
You want everything razor sharp down.
Oh yeah. I mean, in a Gamera versus Gyaos fight, yeah, everything's gonna be razor sharp.
Like,
That's what the movie's gonna be called. Gamera versus Gyaos.
razor sharp. Ooh, yep.
And the sequel will be called Razor Sharper.
Jesus.
It's so weird because we've been in that. I'm just thinking, like, my God. if
Yeah,
that
see, it would have been knocked down by Gyaos just
slicing
was
through.
just slicing through it with one of his wings. Just and then boom, big explosion. It's a nest.
I love how deep set the eyes are.
I know.
Very sick.
The color is cool too, and how they glow at night.
Yeah. So,
Like my Gyaos, it would fly in bursts of speeds, bursts of speed where like you can't even. It's like it's invisible to the human eye. And so it would have done that at that tower, and you was just seeing like this flash, and then like the tower just like falls, and then it like flies, it peers back in like with its wings spread and lands.
that would be pretty badass.
Yeah.
That'd be good, actually.
Yeah.
All right, I want a spec script of this on my desk. In the morning. Chop, chop.
I'll have it to you in 30 minutes.
I also love how they're showing you how not easy it would be to evacuate mass amounts of people. Like, it's always like, okay, evacuate the city. It's like, okay.
Kind of a tall order.
You realize we're on an island.
Right? No. And this thinking, fly.
There's only so many places we can go.
And even if we went elsewhere, it would just, fly there.
Just picturing Gyaos landing behind her, just biting her in half.
I just flip it up. Yoink!
Throwing her up, her screaming body up in the air, and then just like swallowing her whole.
I love this shot. It's probably my favorite shot.
This is very cool.
I know.
That's sweet.
I know.
This is awesome.
And again, this is a small, set, but the way they light it, it looks big. It looks like it's, the right size. This guy. I know that feeling, bro. We've all had that day at work.
Oh, yeah, we have.
That day where you're just like, fuck my life and every decision that led up to it. Everyone's just chilling out like, well...
Gyaos. I feel like that's how you have to say his name.
Gyaos.
Gyaos.
It's like every kaiju movie always has to have somebody
That's
in
such a sick
fucking
show.
Tokyo Tower.
Yep. I know, again,
We now bring you news on Gyaos.
Gyaos.
Government has decided a full-scale attack on Gyaos. The operation is designed to destroy Gyaos. They're trying to destroy him, just so you know. They're not trying to, like...
Who are we trying to destroy again?
Gyaos!
But it gets just more ridiculous as it goes on.
I just think it's funny. The government's is designing an operation to deal with Gyaos. Their plan is to destroy him. Oh, really?
Well, that changes everything.
Oh.
Sounds like a very good plan.
Mary Poppins?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I feel very safe. Okay, it's like they're trying to make her look younger and younger every time we see her. Now she's like into My Little Pony and...
She should have I'm kind of surprised she didn't have a big Steven Seagal poster. I don't know why.
Yeah, when Steven
why
Seagal
would
helped
she
her
like
land the
him?
part in this movie that he's like, alright, you have to put my face in somewhere in her room.
Because that would be creepy at all. Japanese teenage girl in the 90s with like fucking Steven Seagal on her
But
wall.
this looks like a 12-year-old's room. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of. That's not her dad, right?
This guy is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, this
Thank
is.
goodness. This is getting very uncomfortable.
Yeah, no. I think he was just seeing the cut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny too. The Gamera design is tweaked in the two sequels that come. Like, whoa, maybe I should step out. And he gets more badass looking.
Yeah.
In the third film, it's almost like Jesus. He looks like the third film, he basically looks like Godzilla with a shell on his back, basically.
Oh, cool.
Gyaos, I love how Gyaos just like picks a spot.
Oh, he will come.
Hangs out.
If
What
he
fun
dies,
would that
he
be?
dies.
He don't got. Gyaos is just up there
The
talking to
kaiju
everyone.
are definitely talking shit to each other in all my movies.
Oh yeah,
Like, we're gonna hear them talk.
Gyaos is just up there looking at the people on the street.
And they're gonna say things where, like, humans, like, right before they're stepped on, are gonna hear what they say, and they're gonna be like, what? And then get stepped on. Like, that shot's gonna be there, like, what? What?
Suck on this flapjack. What?
Yeah, like,
What the hell did he just say? The fuck's that even mean?
suck on this flapjack.
You're welcome. Uh-oh.
You would
Quick,
think
jump in the
she,
cardboard box.
I was gonna say, you'd think she could like ask him, "Can you come without destroying anything?" You think maybe?
Well, again, that's also some of the things they're going to kind of explore in this trilogy. Like, okay, Gamera is here to protect us, but the problem is Gamera is like, a ballistic missile.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
even if it's fired, in the name of good,
It's gonna be some collateral damage.
yeah. Gamera. I think Gamera is not a scalpel. He's a A scalpel. A scalpel.
Yeah, those. See, something you need to know about
Did you say
Gamera
scalpel?
is Gamera's not a scalpel. Gamera is a giant turtle.
What I was going to say was,
It's like, oh, this whole time I thought Gamera was a scalpel.
basically though he's a broadsword. He'll get the job done, but he's not going to be like there's not going to be a lot of finesse to
Which is it? Is he a sharp object or a turtle?
Well, if you had your way, apparently both.
No, he would have sharp objects on his body, yes, but he'd still be a turtle. I want to stay true to the fans.
Oh my god.
I got a feeling you'll be making a very decisive Gamera movie, my friend.
Oh, very.
This is not my Gamera.
It's gonna be the last Jedi
Oh.
Gamera movie.
They're the eggs. It's gonna split the fandom in half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Purple omelets. Not Akihabara.
oh God, Akihabara.
Gamera and Gyaos.
No, not
all those
allowed.
should have said no smoking. That's probably what they all say.
I just love how we're having an aerial battle.
I know.
This is awesome.
The fireballs look really cool.
I know.
That guy.
Just frozen in fear. See a fireball just pass through him and vaporize him to his skeleton.
You see that in the first
All that's
one.
left is a skeleton for a split second, and then just turns into ash.
Isn't that how they did it in the first one? When
What?
Gamera uses his attacks? Yeah, they turn this or do they just disappear? I
They
thought
just disappeared. They just got like vaporized
thought
or
they were
incinerated.
skeletons.
Like, and it's playing the. Oh,
I was in between on that Raiders of the Lost Ark, melting, dramatic, "Ah!" or just a flash of bright light, and then you see their skeleton
my face.
left for a split second, and then just withers away in the wind.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Ooh, man down.
but that would have to be the death of a major character, sacrificing themselves.
Yeah,
And you know what I mean?
not
Be,
just
a very
Joe Smoke
dramatic
up.
shot, and you're seeing them, and the camera pans around their skeleton in their hero pose, and then it's just.
Start writing all this down, dude.
Roll credits.
No credits.
It's very sad. Maybe you see you see a tear running down the skeleton.
Oh my god.
You see-
How the tear didn't get vaporized by the heat, we don't know.
We don't know. Doesn't matter. It looks freaking dope.
It's like a drip of water that somehow is above it. It drips right where it
Oh.
would be. Maybe.
It looks just kind of brawly Gamera looks. Boom!
Why did he do that?
She's a jerk.
I think it's real sky they're using there.
I mean, I like that shot a lot. That's awesome.
Whenever they can shoot outdoors and use the actual sky, I always love that because it right away adds to the realism.
Yeah. Lawson. They must have sponsored this because I've seen Lawson stuff throughout this entire movie.
Oh, something tells me, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
so
Gyaos
glad.
has gotten a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Just a little.
Boom.
Right.
He looks so much better though. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so bad. Looks so bad before.
Woo!
I like the look of Gyaos's claws on his feet.
Yeah.
The just giant talons with all red and black, and and his hands too, same thing. And it's kind of like what I was picturing that I'd put on my camera's hands,
Yeah.
but longer
Mm.
and maybe a little bit thinner, and then no whiff, big old whiff there.
Ow. Oh, now they're showing how they played his strengths. Basically, Gyaos is fighting like a big bird of prey, which I like. He's
Yeah.
just kind of slashing at him. Because on the ground, Gamera's got the weight advantage. There you go. Is that sharp enough for you?
Woo! Finally, some slicing.
It's like Guyver's
You look
blades.
at the girl and she's got them too.
Like, whoa!
She slowly turns into she gets the tusks and everything.
Gamera starts getting
Nice
her
crop
traits.
shot of Gamera.
like pigtails. Like,
Schoolgirl outfit.
Oh god.
waiting for that bit of fan fiction.
I'm sure it already. That one exists.
That one.
For sure.
It must. And if not,
The
it
law of
needs
the
to.
internet. He's like, oh, okay, I guess we're done.
I like a lot of what they do, like Gyaos is almost like a big hand puppet. Again, the good thing about it, interesting too, like you can see these fights are different than like the Godzilla fights because right away Gamera can do stuff that Godzilla can't. So I like how it distinguishes itself from Godzilla. Like all this stuff right here, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is just something that you won't see in the Godzilla.
Yeah, at least not from him.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. It's like that Pacific Rim
Yeah.
scene. Gamera just sliced Gyaos in half.
Oh man, I can't wait for Pacific Rim 2. That's gonna be cool.
Yep.
I know.
And I love how they even do this, the burning up on re-entry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Like, yeah, this movie has some awesome clouds. It's like
I
a
know.
weird thing that you like don't note like ever, like watching a movie.
But I know,
like they stand out for whatever reason.
because they
in this.
physically made them, and they feel so much more tangible because of it.
You just want to lay. They look like clouds that you can just lay on.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you could lay on those
Yeah.
clouds. Shouldn't you be in school?
She's like, I'm a hero. I have a calling.
I'm not sure what's going on there. Neither are they.
That's cool. I just love how they see him burning up on re-entry.
Yeah.
I just love that they're locked in like combat, like they're just going. Gamera's not. Oh,
Did she take off? Did Gyaos take off one of the tusks? Or wait,
No, he
what?
took off one of his
legs.
legs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Yikes.
Nice.
I kind of feel that'd be a much bigger.
There it is.
There's like
There
a
it
second.
is.
You thought that was it, but oh my god!
5 minutes later, shit's still blowing up. Is that big enough for you, asshole? Yeah, that'll do. That'll
It's
do.
Michael Bay approved.
That's like, I kind of feel that should have been bigger. Boom!
That was awesome.
Thank you very much, movie.
It just boom, like kind of pretty big explosion. Then boom, just keep just out
Like satisfied.
more outward. Like, all right, we're gonna blow up again.
It's funny because this movie, most of the battles take place in the day, but the next two film, most of the big climactic battles are at night.
Is there more CGI in this?
There is, but again, it's integrated well. They use them in the dark. It's mainly in the third
Well, that's
one.
what I said. They might have
He's got
made
it.
the choice to use more CGI and some more nighttime.
Yeah. But it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And in the second film actually has some good fight scenes in the snow, which you don't see that in a lot of kaiju films, so I think that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Eat that fire, Gamera.
That's right, Gamera eats fire. Again, they took
Oh, that's
all
right.
of...
So he landed there on purpose. That was a controlled descent.
This is cool, see? Again, they take a lot of the
Awesome.
elements from the
Very awesome.
existing Gamera lore, but they do new things with it. Like, look at that, look at him.
Even though it's more like he absorbed it in this one rather than eating it.
Yeah, well, again, I think...
It's still cool, though.
well, again, I think they utilized it better. So look at this. I love how this looks right here.
Mm.
It's like an old kind of like samurai kind of
Oh,
movie,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like the showdown.
They're
you know?
drawing their swords and
Yep.
they're
Squaring off.
Time to duel.
I want a divorce.
I understand.
cue the Samurai Champloo soundtrack. Oh, that was sick. Draw.
Ooh. Durr!
Oh god. Yeah, you see the flash in his eye. That's like, oh shit, I'm dying. I'm gonna die.
Look at that.
This is it.
And like he just drops.
That was very. Oh my god, that was very like old like Western
yeah.
Yeah.
like duel like sort of thing where it's just like
And yes, I know if you're gonna ask, that explosion is big enough for me. That's cool. I love that. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, and with his death, it sends out a signal to a alien civilization that Earth is now ready for a
Your dad didn't do shit.
higher
Well, there is an alien in the second one.
a higher caliber of war.
Again, I like how Gamera, he's portrayed like basically like kind of, he's just kind of like an old Western hero.
Yeah.
He just throws up the
Like,
peace
well,
sign.
like seeing that, I'm like, oh man, it would be sweet to like see an entire like kaiju movie where the fights are like very like
Western.
yeah, like good. Like,
I love his eyes in this one.
it's like who's the Clint Eastwood of kaiju, the Dirty Harry of kaiju.
Oh, that'd be Godzilla.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because Godzilla's like, he's too cool for school.
He's the king
I
of
think
monsters.
I think Gamera would be John Wayne. He's a little bit more wholesome, more down to earth. He's more like, I'm doing it for you guys. Or Clint Eastwood's just like,
You think like the man with no name, Clint Eastwood? Is that what you're thinking?
kind of, yeah.
Like he just that makes sense because Godzilla he just kind of like comes in, he does his thing.
Yep.
Not necessarily he's not like super good, super bad,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Whereas Gamera is very much like he's making a conscious decision to help us.
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
even
no
if-
one believed you ever could, sweetie. Get back to class. If Gyaos ever returned.
But again, I like how they're,
They're like anywhere. So they're setting up the sequel.
oh yeah. And what a sequel it's going to be.
But it's worth it to be prepared. Yes.
But
Maybe
it-
I'll finally get the permit to build those masers I've been...
The super expensive, ineffectual weapons.
Yeah.
But again, it's leaving with Gamera's presence in the world now. It's a positive kind of no, as opposed to Godzilla. It's like, well, Godzilla's here.
Yeah.
But yep, this.
The Gamera's whole purpose there was just, I'm the protector.
Exactly, and I
got
like how
this.
he's a conscious protector, which again is something very different than Godzilla. So right away, they did a good job of like distinguishing themselves, which was the first major step. So, but yeah, no, that
It was very cool.
Yep.
I'm excited to see the rest.
oh, it's good. It's good.
Following to it.
But anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.